Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rio Koruk, this channel. You can call me Rio Koruk, Patrick. I'm slipping more into the Rio Koruk, which is interesting because, that's what I was at first, and then I had to get you being Patrick, and now I gotta get used to being Rio Koruk again. Funny how things work in ways sometimes. So, woo! Corey, hey, welcome in. How you doing? How are you? Um, so you're doing something. I feel like same. Oh, I was like, I'm so tired. I finally got back. And I was like, oh, I should go live. So what happened was I watched the the latest Runeraker cycle on Rob's channel with Rob, Reem, and Russ. And I just watched that today. Um, and they went through the Old cycle. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, so I spent some time with a friend today before she leaves the country. Um, and so on the way back, I was listening to Reem's Mandala from today. And I was like, oh, I could shuffle the Wild Unknown Tarot and Animal Spirits together and then see what comes out around all of the owls. So there's an owl card. There's also the sword family. They're all owls. The daughter, the son, the mother, and the father of swords. And so I'm shuffling them together, and we'll see what happens. Right? Can you hear him? I wish I could change the custom thumbnail. Or thumbnail. I wish I could. Oh, I wish I could change the sound, but I can't. So, I mean, not to the one I want. Ooh, look at the fool. Is the fool a baby owl? Yeah, we'll do the fool for the new ones, for the new eyes out there. Oof. I don't know. Maybe there's some baby owls here. Baby duck. Is that what it is? Is it really? Ooh, look at the panther and the devil at the bottom of the deck. Oof. Sounds like some descent to me. Sounds like somebody like, I ain't doing this no more. It looks like a baby duck to you. Okay. Oh gosh. But yeah, I was gonna do it, and I sent Reem a message. I was like, oh, I was gonna go live, but I'm tired. And then I was like, well, if Reem can channel and do the gate reading earlier, then I can go live. So the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups came out. There's an energy here. It's a what for what energy. It's a quid pro quo. Right? It's this energy like you have these wishes and desires that you wish fulfilled. Okay. But what will you do to sort of get them? This wish comes with something on this side. Right? This is this pentacle. I don't know what this one is. I do, but because a card didn't come out, I'm going to say that I don't know what it is. And a whole bunch of cards flipped over. Ah, okay. I saw that card with Corey yesterday. It's like threading two aces. It is like threading two aces. There's an energy here of tying a knot. And it's like there are two things off of here that you don't see. And as you pull the knot, it brings these two aces closer and closer together until they're one. And it's interesting this Mobius energy because something came out recently and I was like, it feels like a Mobius strip, but I didn't say it and I don't remember what it was. The otter came out with the stingray. Otter I just saw with Corey. It came with the daughter of pentacles and temperance, the mother of cups and the four of pentacles, and then the 10 of wands. I'm not taking this. I don't know what this is. You just heard Jira. I am so over Jira. I don't know anything about Jira. Besides, I know I watched. Don't say Jira. Yeah, I was like, besides Eve's video. Hey, Eve. And I think I watched at least a little bit of Jessica's J Nouveau Tarot. I can't remember if I finished it or not. I know it was the kids are coming home. It's like your inner child craving attention. A play date. We should all set up a play date for our inner children. We kind of did that. Temperance and the 10 of Wands. Okay. Oh, nice. It's almost like I know how to shuffle. How are you doing, Corey? I'm Corey. How are you doing, Eve? That's where my brain is. I don't want any jumpers. The camel just came out with the 2 of swords at the bottom of the deck. And the 3 of wands. And the dragonfly. The dragonfly! I saw something on the way back home. It was this building. It was sleeping something vineyard on the way back home. And there was a dragonfly on the side of the billboard. I was like, oh snap. So Camel and the 2 of Swords is coming out. If the 2 of Swords is still the Lion's Gate. Gingerbread pancakes today. Hey. I still need to get me some pancakes. I still need to make some. It feels like the camel is a little slow. This feels like an energy. It's an energy of us having everything that we need inside of us for whatever is being asked of us right now. But it's almost a hoarding energy. It's like what we have inside of us, we need to be expressing, we need to be externalizing, we need to be putting out there. But it feels like the camel is just holding it within, not really doing anything with it. And it's a decision that needs to be made. There's this impasse between what we want and what we're willing to do. And it's funny because I was just thinking about that earlier today. You just heard a cow moo? My dad worked at a radio station when I was little, and they had a bunch of cows outside, and all I would hear is like, I was like, okay. I was just thinking about earlier how I feel like one of the things that I had to ask myself last year, or one of the things that I kind of noticed in a way, is that it seems like we're not really willing to do anything for the things that we want. It feels like we want a lot and we're really good at wanting things, but we're not as good at doing the things that we need to do to get the things that we want. And so we manifest things, we create these pathways, these potentialities that just sort of like sit around us and stockpile. And then we never, for this reason or for that reason, we don't move forward down the path. And then we sit in a space of wondering, questioning, not knowing, being confused, being lost, whatever, when there are so many paths before us. Again, though, it's like we're not externalizing the things within us. We're not making the choice and decision. We're not doing the things we need to do to get the things that we want. And we've set ourselves up for a path right now. Or are we doing the things, right? Because again, last year, it's like we really aren't willing to sacrifice a lot or to do a lot. It's almost like we're willing to do like nothing almost to get what we want. And then it's like, we use the law of attraction and laws of manifestation to sort of like get around having to do things to get the things we want. We think that we just get them, but maybe some things we do. I don't know. She did. She mentioned it today and in a few of the past readings. And then we have this Three of Wands with the dragonfly. And the dragonfly for me is a very, very old ancient wisdom energy. It can hold the space of the ancient ones, it can hold the space of ancient magics. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess this is a you thing. Can you navigate through this sort of impasse? Can you do the things that you need to do, that you're being guided and led to do, to make it to this portal and then to go through the portal? Oh, I love how the wings look when I hold it like this. They look really transparent. But I feel like when I hold it this way, I mean, they still are, but back here you can really see how wire thin those wings are. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people get stuck here and they don't necessarily make it through. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Reem. It is rough, but it is what it is at the same time. And it's honestly, it's one of those times where it's like, if you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. And I don't necessarily like being like that, but again, it is what it is. And there are a lot of people who aren't willing to do what it is that they need to get what they ask for. Everyone wants to be special. Everyone wants to be connected to this or to be connected to that. But when it comes time to actually do the stuff, and it isn't easy. But at the same time, it's like some people are going to do it, some people aren't going to do it. Right? I was like, because it's the wild unknown. I was like, I could do the wild ool, but I was like the ool unknown. So the collective balance point too. You feel like while others rediscover and go within, it's an opportunity for us to go. Like the collective chills and it opens. Call chills, wait, and it opens a path for us. Who is this? Hey D, it's been a minute. How are you? Oh, this is interesting. So the Firefly came out with the lion at the bottom of the deck, and we just saw the lion, and I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to hear you're well. This showed up in Reem's video with the eagle medicine yesterday. Was it Gates? No, it was a collective reading. The Change Champions. There we go. My brain is coming online. The lion was there. But this firefly is here. This firefly, it's an energy of like one candle that lights an entire room. This is a Seven of Wands energy, and I got too many cards to be trying to do this. But we'll see if I catch it. Oh, goodness. Cards going everywhere. After this, I mean, as soon as these cards stop coming out, then I'll be able to do what I want. And I feel like, honestly, not that that's the reason why, but with so many eyes on you, I feel like a lot of times it's like, oh, this happened, that happened. I couldn't because this, I couldn't because of that. I'm afraid, I'm not, blah, blah, blah. And it's like with this many eyes on you, it's like, it's almost like there's no excuse, almost like there's ample opportunity. And again, I'm no one's judge or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's almost like if you don't have, it's because you didn't do. It's not because you didn't have opportunity. It's not because it was outside of your capabilities. It's just because you decided not to do it. And if you decide not to do the things, then you don't get the stuff. Right? If you have a job and you decide not to go to work, you're also deciding to not get paid. You're also deciding to not eat. You're also deciding to not have electricity or water. Like, you make all of those decisions when you choose not to show up for work. I feel like all that sacred rage came over here. I should have just stayed away. I should have stayed away. Hey, Ariel. What y'all say? Yeah, it was yesterday. It's collective. Okay. See, the thing though, Eve, in my personal life, every time there's been a collective energy of people, and I'm gonna try to tone it down. I'm gonna try to tone it down. But every time, or not every time, there have been a few times where there's been this really big collective energy of we don't know what to do, we don't know what to do. But every single time I talk to somebody, they know what to do. You know what to do, you just don't want to do it. You don't want to do it because it's hard. You don't want to do it because you're scared. You don't want to do it because you're intimidated. But like, you not wanting to do what it is that you need to do doesn't mean that you don't know what to do. At least that's been my experience. Last time, everybody was like, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. But then you talk to somebody and they tell you exactly what it is that they need to do. They just don't want to do it or can't do it. So there's a collective energy of people not wanting to step into their power. There's a collective energy of people not wanting to sacrifice. There's a collective energy of people not wanting to have to do the things that they need to do to get what they want. But is there a collective energy of people who don't know what to do? I don't know. You know? Because, like, I know what I need to do. I'm just not doing it. And I can't I can't continue to not do the things that I know I need to do. Like, does that mean that I'm not like looking for something easier? Does that mean that I'm not looking for something else? Like, no. And I think that's another thing that people do. You watch and you watch and you watch and you look for the easier way out, but there isn't always one. Sometimes you just have to do it. The cards that came out around the Seven of Wands, it's the Mother of Pentacles and the Panther. If you want to be around the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands is giving me this firefly energy, right? If you want to be in this abundant energy, you have to do the things that you know you need to do. Like, those are the times that we're in right now. It's like you can't manifest 5D reality, but then do absolutely nothing to take care of all of the 3D issues. And you can't take 3D issues into a 5D reality. So if you're feeling stuck, it's because there's 3D things that you need to get rid of so you can make room for 5D things. You know what I mean? And it's just how it is, unfortunately. So maybe I should put a trigger warning on this one or a little chili pepper. I'm going to put a little chili pepper on here. Hold up, like. I'm going to get on my phone so I can put a chili pepper on here. But one of those rooms was brutal. I think it was the Fane room, the Weathercock. And it just like it is what it is. Hold up, wait. I'm going to put a chili pepper on here because Oh my gosh. Because at the end of the day, it's like other people can only do so much for you, you know? Eventually, it reaches a point where you have to do your own work, where you have to step into your own power, where you have to face your own shadow. And trying to find the easiest way to get there is probably the longest. I can't, oh, wait. I can edit it here, but I can't put the chili pepper in it. Okay. Your cat name. All right. See, I'm trying to like not go here. I really don't want to go here, but at the same time, you know, we got to do what we got to do. I'm trying to make it through a shuffle with nothing coming out so I can actually see what these owls are looking at. But yeah. And that's what, like, when I did Ool and that rune brooming, it was that energy of like an integrated light and dark to the point where you could be light in a space of light with a dark core, or you can be dark in a space of dark with a light core in order to maintain your integrity but not disturb the space, right? Because if an owl is outside flapping and you can hear it from a mile away, or if it's like running into every single tree as it's like flying through the forest trying to find something to eat, it's gonna go hungry. So it has to adapt to the space. It has to move silently through that space, right? And to do that, it requires a higher level of integration and a higher level of expression. And it's again, it's like when you have that degree, you can do it from an integrated space. You can be like all of one thing, but still be all of who you are and not be lost in the thing. So, who is this? Oh, this is my buddy, Lord Ganesha and the elephant. You see, again, there's that little fire. And at the bottom of the deck is the hummingbird. And behind the hummingbird, behind the hummingbird is the panther. Panther is coming out. And all of these are happening at night, right? Hey, there's Corey. You're more uncomfortable in the love and light than than you are in the shadow. We got to be comfortable in both. That's what I had to, because at first I was like, love and light is too whatever. Like, we need change, but we also need love and light. Like, we need both. This is an energy of overcoming any obstacle. It's also an energy of erecting obstacles, insurmountable obstacles. If elephant energy puts if elephant energy puts an obstacle in your path, you probably aren't going to get around it. So there is this energy that it's almost like cutting off these detours and it's narrowing your path. And so if there's a resistance to your path, you're not going to be able to take those detours anymore. And that's probably going to lead to the stuck feeling. It's almost like, if you have 5 problems and your approach on a test is to go from the easiest problem to the hardest problem, you've already worked through the easiest problems. The only ones left are the hard ones. And sometimes we kind of manifest more problems to heal that instead of going after the things that we need to do. But it's like, you already got all the easy ones out of the way. Now it's time for the hard stuff. If that was your approach. And then the hummingbird, it's the space of lightness, but I think hummingbird also reminds us that a lot of times light comes from dark, right? According to Judeo-Christian belief, like first it was dark and then God said, let there be light. But the light that he created wasn't 24/7. the dark sort of existed before everything. The void exists before everything. And then there's a question of what you have to plant in the void to birth light. And Panther would know that. But I don't know. You got to ask Panther about that. Yeah, I feel like he's like, it's like he's placing obstacles on like it feels like there are detours, right? It's like if you're walking down a hallway and there's like doors on both sides. Now there's an obstacle in front of every door, first forcing you further down the hallway. That reminds me of The Good Place. I think that was Tahani's test in The Good Place to see if she can make it all the way down. And she passed all these doors of all these people. But when it came to her parents and what her parents really thought about her, she couldn't resist. So she failed her test. Her test was to not care what people think about her. And she was able to avoid like all these celebrities, all these people. But when it came to her parents, she just couldn't resist. And that reminds me of, I'm not going to say the name. It reminds me of the person who was talking about how in Reigns Wine Live, it was this energy of feeling like you're never good enough for those around you. And it's like the harder you work to prove yourself to someone else, the less you have for you. Right? Instead of you filling yourself up, you're trying to, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Can I start, please? Because now I want to be done. I'm like, I did not come on here like I thought I was out of this phase. Got me on here yelling at people, being all kinds of inconsiderate, like we ain't all human, like we don't all go through stuff. Aww. Dear Energy just came out with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. The Mother of Wands is behind the Hierophant, and the Mother of Wands was under the Dragonfly, I think. Yes, I love The Good Place. I haven't seen the last season yet, though. I still need to watch it. This is giving me deer in headlights energy when Spirit is giving us a key. But it feels deer in headlights because the energy seems ominous. And I don't know if it's as ominous as it seems. It feels like it feels like it might be a little bit better than we fear it might be. But since it's coming in with the, a crack of thunder, the caw of a crow, and then this mysterious key, we're very deer in headlights, like don't want to go there. Don't want to do that. Goodness, it's fine. And I have to release everything that I need to release when it comes to stuff like this. This is the resistance that I'm working through, right? Because ultimately at the end of the day, it's like if it can be said and if it can encourage us to do what we need to do to get where we're going, then I'm fine with that. That was you. And I was like, oh, I'm tired. But if Remy can channel today, if Remy can do the mandala reading, then I can go live. Little did I know. Little did I know. But it's fine. I release all resistance. I'm not going to stop anymore. And again, like I've had the whole Avengers crew and Russ to help me work through my resistance. And I didn't work through all of my resistance to stop now. So, I'm going to keep going. All right. I'll give it 2 more. No cards fall out, please. Oh, come on. Dragonfly is here, which reminded me that I wanted to pull a Norse divination card. So I actually am gonna start. Oh. Woo! Also, I found out that my little brother watches me. And earlier today, my mom was like, "You should do readings on TikTok." I'm like, "What?" Because when I first told my mom about the cards, she was like, "Oh, you don't need cards." And I'm like, she was like, cards carry all of this. But now apparently, and I guess that's a little bit of something for me. Because I think I did have a little bit of a fear of some stuff. But we are going to. Yes, Ariel should make a video. I don't even know what it says. You channeled the whole thing last night. That was pretty intense too. Maybe you should make a video and read it. But Spirit was literally like, it's time to take control of your reality and change the circumstances of the planet. Do it. I mean, if you want, Ariel, like, I'm not gonna, force you to do anything. But if you feel so guided, I would love to watch it. So. The little engine that could, but this engine is giant. It's the Spirit booby trap. What's the Spirit booby trap? Tell you, make this video. Talk about this. Okay. Oh, I'm not doing it this way. Hey Siri, choose a random number between 1 and 90.
A random number between 1 and 90 is 35.
35. If it would have chosen a number that ends in a 9 or 90, I wouldn't have had a card. Or if it would have chosen 1. If it would have chosen a number between 1 and 10, or a number that ends in a 9, I wouldn't have had anything. Oh, Reem said 58. Okay, Reem, I'll get you 58. I'll get you 58. Looks like what? E40. I was looking for this hat because my friend gave it to me. Who is E40? I was looking for this hat because, like, where did that hat go? And then, like, it's like not on my head, so I forgot it was even up there. Okay. So, Reem, you said 58, right? I'll get you 58. And I'll also get. Oh, wait. They go to 9. LOL. Just kidding. Just kidding. If it would have chosen 90, I would have been out of luck. Because there's 39. You said 58? Oh, girl. There's 59. I got to look for 2 numbers. 31. 58. Ooh. This feels like that Divine Mother frequency. I feel like you've been getting a Divine Mother frequency. Maybe. Maybe that was in the thing. It's Hlyn. And it's reassurance and protection. So there's your 58, Reem. I'll read it for you, too. Let's look for the 35. That's 34. 36. Oh. That's it. This is it. But I'm going to keep looking just in case. I'm pretty sure this is it. That's so funny. 35? Did Siri say 35? That's the number that Corey rolled. That's the number he rolled. I was like, pick a number between 1 and 70. And he rolled a 35, and it was right in the middle of 1 and 70. I just remembered that. I think I already passed 33, Corey. I would have pulled it for you. You just turned 34. I feel like I'm so young. Y'all making me feel old. Wow. Okay. What's up with 35? You just had a big birthday? Are you a Cancer, D? So if you've seen me use these cards before, when I first got this deck, the card that came out all the time is the card that's here right now. I'm gonna read the card last. I'm gonna save this for last. Hey, Cindy. So, where is the bugs? This card was coming out all the time, and I was like, not surprised to see you. Oh, I feel like I got a headache. I was in the car ride on the way. I had my phone hooked up navigating, and I was like, I feel like playing this song. It's a song of my ancestors. And my mom looked at me, and I was like, my Irish ancestors. And it was Return to Kintel, Calliope House by Stephen Wake. I love that song. Anyway, so 58. 58 is Hlyn or Hline. I don't know how to say her name. Ooh, okay, there I go. Hlyn is the goddess to whom. One second. There we go. Hlyn is the goddess to whom Frigg has entrusted the task of protecting humanity. The goddess to which Frigg entrusted the task of protecting humanity. There you go, Reem. Your immense task is protecting humanity. There you go. Oh yeah. I'm kidding. It's not just for Reem, right? Because Reem's messages are collective. Oh, it is. It is Gate 7. See, I told you, I was like, I'm going to go live just in case some Gate 7 stuff comes up. They're collective messages, though. Hey, Zen. So, we're all tasked with protecting humanity. It's all of us. But Hlyn is the goddess to whom Frigg has entrusted the task of protecting humanity. She is a protective goddess, and sometimes she is seen as a personification of female protective instincts. Some texts say Hlyn is another name for Frigg, and some say they might be sisters. Hlyn can prevent and protect humans from peril. She can give counsel to humans by entering their dreams. What? She can give counsel to humans by entering their dreams. Sounds like Goddess Ningala a little bit. And maybe Goddess Aya too, because she witnessed everything. She is able to restore sanity and a level of calmness where needed and lead humans on a composed and suitable path if they have strayed and become lost in their own life, thoughts, or emotions. Hlyn is a goddess to call on when reassurance is needed. When Frigg accompanies Hlyn in the spread, the reassurance will trump almost any other card in the spread. Together, they bring peace and relief from worry in almost any situation. I love how it's like almost any other card and almost in any situation. But now I got to look and see what Frigg is up to. All right, what y'all say? You need calm right now. I don't know if I can give you calm, Cindy. I'm sorry. Today is not feeling very calm, but when we get into the actual cards, maybe it will be. So potentially, like, stay tuned and find out. It is the eyes. It is the eyes. She can show up in a dream. She's protecting us. Okay. I want to see what Frigg is up to. Is Frigg available to help her sister or her other aspects? Let's see. Frigg may be like, I got a lot going on. Y'all on your own. She might not be. Let's see. Y'all know how I read. Russell was like, I'm going to take a leaf out of Patrick's book and go looking for the card. I was like, wow, call me. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, okay. These are very interesting. Oh, Loki at the bottom of the deck. Loki at the bottom of the deck. You don't foresee calm today. So the Ul is the energy of the watchful and unknown eyes. Potentially. I don't know, girl. It's you want to know what's really funny though? Bragi is actually a card that came out. So Bragi came out and Loki is at the bottom of the deck. I just think that's interesting. So Bragi is poetry, language, and expression. Frigg is foresight, wisdom, and intuition. And then Delling, beauty and vanity came out. So Frigg, foresight, wisdom, and intuition, she's surrounded by beauty and vanity, and then poetry, language, and expression. So this is a very interesting energy to be around her. I feel like Frigg. No, that's Freya. Frigg. Oh. So you played God of War, Reem. So in God of War, they say that Frigg and Freya are the same person. Odin wanted to learn Sadir magic, I think, and so he married Frigg. It was a very like political sort of wedding, right? When he married her, he got access to some power, and then basically when he was done with her, he cast her out, and then Freya became Frigg after she was cast out. She's also the mother of Baldur, which is interesting. So there's this energy where Frigg. Hold on, wait, what I miss? There are 50 sparkles in front of you right now. Oh, snap. What that mean? You've been seeing layered images. It's confusing energy, but you can definitely feel it's very busy in the universe right now. I don't know what I've been seeing. I'm just here. I'm just here. Lately, I'm just here. I show up. I'm like, okay. And then I go back to sleep. So there's this energy that it's almost like Freya was a little naive to think that Odin would change, to think that Odin didn't want something from her. I feel like she would have known that he did, but maybe she didn't know the lengths to which Odin would go. And so, and her becoming Frigg, and her becoming the scorned, and her becoming the cast aside, and her becoming the one that was used and then discarded in a way, that's where she gains wisdom. And that's when she gains foresight. And that's where she learns to listen to her intuition. Because her intuition would have told her. And so this is an energy of a Frigg who becomes very powerful, but whose softness is internalized as weakness, right? This isn't even necessarily something external to her that people tell her to be soft, to be loving, to be kind is a weakness. This is her being taken advantage of and then learning that her softness and her kindness and her love and compassion makes her weak. It makes her easy to take advantage of and stuff like that. But what I love about the energy that she's surrounded by. Wait, what? Hold up. That's funny. But I feel like she's in a space where she's reclaiming her beauty, where she's reclaiming her softness, where she's reclaiming her gentleness. And she's doing that in a way that it doesn't sacrifice any of her wisdom. It doesn't sacrifice any of the things that she's gained, but she's learning to love those parts of herself again. And so that's beautiful. And so then here, it's almost this energy of it's this energy of like when you do it, it allows for other people to do it. There's also this energy of like it's almost like who we need to be, but not necessarily. I don't know. If that makes sense. I feel like there's also a little bit of I feel like that just goes to show that she can be both, right? She can be loving and generous and compassionate and kind. She can also have very firm boundaries, and she can also be someone who's not going to be disrespected at the same time. Because the vanity in this dude, I feel like she'd probably find off putting. But I feel like when she was Freya, she wouldn't have said anything. When she was Freya, she would have let it go. But as Frigg, she's like, no, get out of here. Bye. But then, here we got this. I feel like in Bragi is some more genuine expression, right? Poetry, language, and expression. Okay. So that was something. Exactly. Exactly. And I think that is a little bit of like, it's an energy where you can be both. You can be respected and you can be like kind, right? And I think it's also an energy. I think the reason why this was so hot at the beginning, it's because this is an energy that you won't necessarily find unless you're vulnerable, unless you're open. And I remember I was talking to Reem and Corey the other night about something. And it was this energy. It was like if you've been too like passive, if you've been a doormat, then you may be coming into this energy where you're learning to have boundaries and to have a voice and to advocate for yourself. If you were someone who was like really outspoken and really quick to like jump down someone's throat, then you may be coming into this energy where you pull back, you listen. It's like whatever you don't have or didn't have or weren't embodying, you're being asked to come into the other. Eventually, with that Two of Pentacles energy, to bring it into balance. And while we're learning that balance, I think it's important for us to be kind to ourselves, I guess. Right? But it is eventually to find the balance. But again, it feels like we may be called or pulled into those spaces where we need to begin to experience the other side of a polarity or the other side of a duality. But if we're resisting that, then we'll never find the balance that comes after that. I don't know. No problem, Corey. I feel like I'm so bad with chat, y'all. I feel like the more people in here, the worse I get. So, the cards are shuffled. Now we're going to go looking for all the oohs. I'm going to look through all the cards just in case there's an owl on the card that I don't remember. Um, but we'll see. So, the first card off the top of the deck is the butterfly. We'll never become the butterfly if we don't escape the Eight of Swords cocoon. And Reem did that in the wine live and the holding space and wine time. The butterfly in the cocoon. If the next card is a wild unknown card. Like if this is the Eight of Swords, I'm gonna shut this live down and delete this video because I'd be freaking out so much. And I feel like since I said it, I'd have to do it. So I hope it isn't. It's the Four of Swords. I love that. This is very much so not the Eight of Swords. Thank you, D. And see, there's this energy here. It's almost like this is why I'm including the Fool. This Four of Swords, this is the baby watcher. This is the baby Ur. Because it's like as we come into these positions of alignment, even when we're not in those positions of alignment, because spirit, because we're all connected to the all observes through us. I feel like there's a little bit about the all observing through us, especially in that third eye. I don't know. It's giving me Goddess Aya. Oh, maybe that's eye witch energy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. The lamb is not the martyr anymore. Exactly. We are no longer food for the lions. We are no longer food for the lions. Strength. But I love that because now we have that infinity sign and the sun is above. See, this is an energy where we're connected to the all. This is an energy where it reminds me of this anime that I watched. In One Kingdom, there it's very much so those who have more magic, those who have more mana, those who have magics that are more useful in combat are treated better. And those who have less magic are basically treated like the scum of the earth. And so their whole dichotomy hierarchical system is set up on how much magic you sort of have. Yes, yes, Black Clover, come through. Black Clover. I love it. And like in that kingdom, that's how it is. But then they go to another kingdom where the strongest wizards and magicians over there tap into natural power. They draw from the energy of nature so they don't exert or exhaust their own sort of systems. And that's like this energy for me. It's this energy of like learning how to harness and utilize natural forces rather than like exhausting ourselves. But it's something that we can only really do when we're at peace and when we're in flow and when we're this sort of open vessel. That's what this is. This is an open vessel to receive energy. That's why the swords are pointing down. And then to express it, right? To externalize it. Like we receive and then we, boom, do that. Red Rover, send Corey on over. I used to love Red Rover. Okay, come through. Oh, I see what's at the bottom of the deck. It's the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups for me in this deck in particular is an energy of receptivity. And I feel like it's this new level of relationship with spirit where it's a lot more mutual. It's a lot more of a two-way street or more. You're not an owl. Ooh. Oops. This is a lot of cards to go through. We got our first owl. Oh. I think I'm going to pull all of these first. No, I'm not. Okay. So, the first owl in the deck is. Wait, what did Cindy say? Working smarter, not harder. Exactly. Okay. Woo, that's why. That's all I wanted to say. There is a kingdom where they use natural magic. Woo! When I got to the end, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And literally, the end of that is it's Panther energy. That's Panther energy. I'm not here anymore, Eve. I have crossed the veil. I'm just playing. The first Ul that came out is the Mother of Swords. And she's coming with the Nine of Wands and Magician. This I feel like this is the space of Goddess Aya. Because look at how her sword is pointed down, and then the swords in the Four of Swords were also pointed down, right? And this was the energy of the open vessel that can receive this information, that can receive this, whatever these swords represent for you. I'm sorry. Oh, like people are swinging in the Red Rover line. We're going on a trip. Favorite rocket ship. Zooming through the skies. Okay. See? It's like she's the one observing. And then when we're ready, she sends us another sword. Then when we're ready, she sends us another sword. Then when we're ready, she sends us another sword and another sword. And there's this energy of like what we do with them to prove that we're ready for the next one. And I feel like that's what these tests are. The tests could also be the swords. It's like with great power comes great responsibility, but it's in the way that we unlock them. Since we're human, we don't know that it's like we don't know how strong we are until we have to be that strong type of energy. So unfortunately, this is us having to be that strong. This is us having to be that strong. This is us having to be that strong. And like we get stronger and stronger and stronger to receive the gifts that these trials come with. And again, it's all of these tests, right? But it leads us to the magician. To the point where this is the journey of the Page of Pentacles, the initiate of realms. So on the lamb's forehead, it's just this golden orb. It's a sun, I guess you could call it. Almost looks like a solar plexus chakra, which fits because again, it's like what we do with the information. I don't know where you were in line. I am so sorry. I feel like I might reference you again though, so I'll keep. This is too many cards to be going through. But this is that initiate of realms energy. This is how we use the sword, how we use the wand, how we use the cup, how we use our own guidance and intuition and mental, physical, spiritual facilities to make change on earth, to bring things about in a physical way. That's why the hands are on the physical. And then we have this other infinity sign. In the heart space, maybe? I don't know. It was on the lion forehead. I do like it being on the heart space though. Because again, it's this energy of like you receive it up here, but what do you do with it? And it was the same thing with the camel. It's like you have all of this within you, but it's about us externalizing it. It's about us using it. It's about us doing something with it, right? And to be a change champion, how are you going to be a change champion if you don't change? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to be a champion of change if you yourself don't change? I don't know. And so there's this energy where it's like it's working down through the crown into the heart space. And then everything that it does from there, it also does. So this is our first Ul, the one who bestows us with challenges and spiritual gifts. Okay, in a way, right? The gifts come because as a result of the challenges. So, what's up? What happy? Before I say we. Oh, I just saw 58 on the clock. 58 is temperance and it's either temperance and it's both. One of them is temperance and strength. The other one is temperance and justice. Tempered strength, that was a whole thing. Tempered strength was about being the right amount at the right time. And it reminds me of that quote from Aristotle, and I'll find it because whenever I try to paraphrase, I don't get it. And it's very much so the energy of like finding a balance, right? We come into a balance after we experience the other side. 8, and then 5 and 3. I'm just pulling cards, Corey. I was like, I just want to come on and pull some cards and do whatever I'm supposed to do and then go to sleep because I'm tired. I mean, I got energy now, but here it is. So the quote that it brings to mind is anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and it is not easy. But it's almost like we have to go through these moments of like being angry before we can sort of learn. And I feel like that's also a part of these, all of these steps, right? Those four swords. And Four Swords is interesting. Four Swords is one of my favorite Zelda games because it's co-op. Frick. Frick and Klein or Klein. I don't know how to say it. All right, we ready for the next one? Ah. Oof. Well. Who is the next Ul? My bet is on, I don't know, I'm feeling the Daughter of Swords for some reason. Put in your bets, not bets, but you know. This is interesting. The hawk is coming out of the Three of Wands. This is the portal, right? The hawk is coming out of the portal again. The last time I saw the hawk, what the Two of Swords was? Oh, I'm pulling all the owls, so it's the sword family. So it's the Mother of Swords, Father of Swords, Daughter of Swords, Son of Swords, and then the owl card, because you know. I think those are all of the owls in the Wild Unknown. But when the Two of Swords was the space of the portal, the hawk came out of it. Now the hawk is coming out of this one. The hawk is doing something. Hawk, what you doing? I don't want to know. Okay, so the card that came out after the hawk is this Mother of Cups. Ooh. I feel like this is us trying to protect our cup from the hawk. The hawk is like, I will show you. I'm going to come to you, and then you follow me back to the portal. But we see this hawk coming in for the cup. We're like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I don't want it. Come again like next week. The hawk is like, we ain't got that kind of time. So come on. So, oh my gosh. This is how much of the deck you just heard way shorts, exactly. Q Moana. I love Moana. Right. This is not my attention. We've gone through this many cards and we've only gotten one watcher. And it's the Mother of Swords. And I have this many left. Am I halfway through the deck? I'm about halfway through the deck. The combined deck, and we only got one watcher. So where are all these other eyes? What are all these other eyes doing? Where y'all at? Hello? The one thing, the human in me is like, this concerns me. But the spiritual human in me is like, that makes sense. It concerns me because it feels like all of the other watchers, all of the other eyes are going to come out like back to back to back to back to back. And we've already been in this fairly rapid ascension energy for we don't even know why. $11:11 there. Oh, Eastern. It's 10:11 here. I just saw it on my laptop though. Oh, look, and the moon card came out after I said that. Oh, is this the veil? Is this the veil? You got way shorts during the second part of the video. I think I remember you saying that. Oof. Oh. Mm. And this card is interesting because if you turn it sideways, it's a bunch of trees. Here's this energy again. This happened with when I used the Mystical Dreams Tarot because the Dreamer of Pentacles came out, I think. And I had to do this. I had to do this to make the Moon and the Dreamer of Pentacles in the same shape as that other card. And that just, it makes my brain hurt. It makes my brain hurt. I'm like, oh, and honestly, this reminds me, it seems like more and more often, Reem is like, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. This is not what you think it is. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. And then you'll start to see it. And I'm like, okay. Goodness. All right. So I think we've officially crossed. And it's interesting because I literally just started a new pile because, this stack is getting a little too thick to keep throwing cards on top of. So yeah, I think we've crossed the veil. So my head is hurting. It looked like doors. Ooh. I wonder if this is all the doors that like those blockages are coming in front of. It's like, nope, you're not going. Oh, like the light part? I can see it. It's like all these open doors. But it's like as you get closer, then that elephant energy shuts it. And so you go further and it shuts the door, and you go further and it shuts the door, and it keeps shutting doors until you get down there. That's when Lord Ganesha is. You did say that. You said that the other day. I still haven't seen Frozen 2, but yes. That's that Lord Ganesha, like, nope, this isn't the exit. That's not the exit. That's not the exit. And so it is a little bit of a carrot on a stick type feeling. It is a little bit of like, okay, well, like, which one of these doors is actually going to be open? And there's a little bit of like, I feel like in a human way, we kind of sort of start to believe that there is no open door, that all of the doors are going to close before us. And I don't want to say that that's also a part of the test, but in a way, maybe it is. 7 people, 7 likes. Hey, maybe it is. Because the Queen of Swords, it's also related to the mind, right? Got to keep going. Okay. I'm like, what's the first deck? Or what's the first card in this app? Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles. See, this is like low key. Maybe the cards is saying it. Maybe I don't know how to read. That new earth is on the other side of the veil, which is why we got to keep going until we get here. It's on the other side. It's literally the first card on the other side is the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, and again, I feel like that's why it makes sense. That's why it makes sense why there's so much distance between this watcher and all of the other ones. Because, I mean, isn't that literally what y'all said? They're all on the other side of the veil? Okay. Stay with me, y'all. Also, can I take a minute to appreciate that I feel like we've calmed down? So for those of you who are still with me, is this the owl? What if this is the owl? It's a well-known animal spirit. Oh my gosh. Ah. This card came out earlier when I put all the cards away. I was like, I'm not reading this. The Stingray. Right? I'm like, shutting the video down. That's it. That's it. We're done. It's the Stingray. It's all chakras in alignment. And if you look closely, that's a Kundalini energy. I've never noticed this. I've never noticed that's Kundalini. There are two serpents. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Maybe. Hello? Can I get my magnifying glass out, please? Hi. You see the two serpent heads? Can you see them? I've never noticed that before. Okay, so I wasn't the only one that didn't notice. Okay. Yeah. I had a dream about stingrays once. What was that dream about? I had this really weird. There was this one night I had this really weird series of dreams. First, I was like, I want solar dragons flying through the gate. Wait, I had this. I was in this space. I was like, you know what? I just want to branch off into my own timeline because for all of the people who want to continue to exercise their free will and their gosh darn divine given sovereign right to continue to manifest the world that I personally don't want to live in, like, let's split this timeline so you get that world that you want and I get this world. I get my world that I want. Let's separate the timelines so I can go over here. And I got off the elevator, and there was this dude. At the beginning of the dream, I step out of an elevator, and I'm like, "Hey, like, where do I need to go to separate some timelines?" And this dude was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Well, can you tell me anything?" And he's like, "Well, there's a mountain out there." So I went out to the mountain to go up the mountain and to try to separate some timelines, girl. Because I'm weird, and that's what I do in my dream space. Okay, don't come for me. But every time I tried to go to the mountain, I would wake back up in that elevator. I couldn't go to the mountain. And there was this really cute dude. I would pass him every time. I'm like, I'm not stopping for you. Like, I'm going to go separate these timelines. He was real cute, though. He was real cute. It's 8-8 right now. Oh, snap. But I wasn't allowed to go to the mountain. And then when I went back to sleep, I would wake up in the body of a little boy. And I remember he was like the son of a pastor or something. And it was so weird. Like, I kept waking, like, I woke up a few times in that dream or in real life. And every time I went back to sleep, I was in the body of this little boy. And I'm like, and he was really young. So he didn't know all of the things that weren't that great. Was I a watcher in this dream? Was I the person watching through the eyes of somebody else? Yes, I was in this dream. And I was like, none of this is right. But he was too young to understand that, like, certain things weren't right. And it reached a certain point. He had a sister. And I went to his sister and I'm like, hey, like, I know this is probably going to be hard for you to believe, but I am not your little brother. I'm this 27-year-old dude who keeps having these dreams where I wake up in his body. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, you're playing with me. You're joking. Like, you're kidding, right? And then I started telling her things that her little brother wouldn't know. And then she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah. So, like, I want this to stop happening. So help me fix whatever I got to fix, right? And then Wait, what? I feel like I'm missing so much. And then I was like, "You're eating chips right now. I need." Oh, no, I didn't buy any. Oh, I should have bought some. I was at the store the other day and I wanted to buy some chips. They're not buy two get three free anymore. Um, so we figured out whatever we had to figure out, and then I woke up again, and we were both in the elevator. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to teach you how I navigate dream space. So he wanted to go to Africa because he was obsessed with like animals in Africa and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, so like the way a lot of times, if I can't go somewhere directly, then I'll utilize dream people to direct me where I want to go. Right. I feel like they're like, wrap it up. Okay. So basically, in the space of that dream, I taught him how I navigate dreams. He wanted to go to Africa. We didn't go to the whole Africa, but we went to, because I guess he was still a kid. We went to some like zoo museum type place. And again, he was obsessed with Africa and the animals in Africa in particular. And so there was a person who was like doing the thing. I'm sitting down, we're sitting down. And then he gets up and he pulls an animal, like there are stuffed animals to represent the animals of Africa in the chest. He pulled out an animal. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Like, is that real? I don't even remember it. All I remember is thinking, like, is that a real animal? And then he started talking about stingrays. And I was like, what? And so I woke up, I Googled it, like, are there stingrays in Africa? And apparently there are stingrays in rivers in Nigeria or something like that. So that's how I found out that there are stingrays in Africa, because some little boy who really loved animals in Africa told me in a dream after I kept waking up in his body. I'm weird. Okay. But the stingray reminds me of that for some reason. The one thing that I don't like about this, and again, I shouldn't be surprised that this is on the other side of the veil, but it's almost like it requires alignment. And that's, not the easiest for people to do. I don't want to say like if you haven't had a Kundalini awakening or if you haven't had a Kundalini rising, then you're going to be stuck in the 3D. Because who am I, right? And I don't think it's necessarily that. And honestly, the stingray kind of perplexes me a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. I was like, I'm not your little brother. She was like, what? There's an energy here. It feels like this Ace of Pentacles, it grows in correspondence with your root or in some way. I don't know. This is weird. I feel like I need clarifiers for this, but I'm not taking it. We're beyond the veil now. We have officially, the owl is blocking you off from something right now. Yeah, we're officially beyond the veil. So I guess everything I'm going to be talking about is a dream. In the dream, I had to help someone else work through some stuff and weirdness surrounding, I guess, an energy that would prevent other people from coming into an alignment. There was something weird going on in that church. That's all I know. And the daughter wasn't for it, but she was kind of sort of in the rebellious teenage years anyway. I don't know. We're officially beyond the veil. This is literally the first card beyond the veil. We may not understand any of the other ones yet, so we're just gonna keep going, okay? We're just gonna keep going. My head is starting to hurt. All right. So I was wrong. The next card wasn't the Daughter of Swords. Oh, well, here she is, girl, with the zebra. I feel like my headache is intensifying. So the next one out was the Daughter of Swords. There's that Three of Wands portal again. Again, it's another energy on the third eye, like that lamb. The lamb was white. The swords were black. So is this the black and white? I think this is the black and white. And so before, oh my gosh, my head is gonna hurt. But there was a portal there. See, I feel like there's something here. I feel like there's something here between this alignment and this portal. And I feel like this is the energy that I was kind of getting, where something about this allows the creation of this. And so it's almost an energy of like a projector, right? You're like literally projecting reality from that third eye. But it's in a very balanced way. I feel like when we typically do it, it's like super distorted or something. Oh my gosh, is this gate 4? No, 3, 4, 3. Gate 3 with Goddess Ningal. And you talked about it again a little bit. It reminds me of that the ritual to bridge dreams into reality. That's what this reminds me of. I don't know. It is I Witch, but it's also reminding me of that ritual to bridge dreams into reality. Who did that come out for? It came out for somebody, and one of Miss Remy Healings is last. It was a zodiac reading, wasn't it? Where that came up again, Reem? I don't know. Cancer. Okay. Also, it's more eye witchery. So it's your hollow eye. I don't know. My head is hurting. Read the comments. Corey said it's the hollow eye. It's the eye witch. Oh, girl. I can't. I can't. And that was the thing about the eye witch. It's about observing in fullness. And I think that's why I had to wake up and experience so many different things before I finally did something. Because there's a completeness here. I think a lot of times, and that's the thing with the magician, with it being a cheetah, it's a hasty energy. But owls aren't necessarily hasty, like they're not necessarily fast, right? They're watchers. So they're standing and observing before they make a move. And something about that energy, it is like you need to watch the situation in its entirety. It's like, when someone asks you a question and you assume what their question is before you allow them to complete the question, and what they're actually asking is different than what you assumed. It's like that. That's why it's better to wait until the question is fully been presented. So your head doesn't hurt, but you drank a bunch of water. I had too much water when I was eating food. Ah, you'll never believe what animal spirit. Would I explain the dream ritual to be? I don't know. I mean, I ain't got that far. I mean, this exists beyond the veil, but that doesn't mean that. I feel like these are, again. It's a series of eyes. It's a series of watchers. It's a series of tests. You can fall anywhere on this whole thing. Oh gosh, my head is hurting too much. You know what? I will text it to me so I know to keep that in my mind. And I will do it later when I can like process it. Because right now my head is hurting too much. And I'm kind of trying to get through this. Not really. I would need to sit with it for a little bit. Yeah. So the card that came out after the Daughter of Swords, You remember how I was literally just saying you have to stop and you have to observe and you have to wait. You have to see the entirety of the situation because you might insert or change or move one small thing that has very adverse side effects or repercussions. Because again, it's like you need to know the entirety of the situation first. The card that came out it's another animal we've been seeing a lot of. It's the turtle. And I just watched the video. It's that 1328 frequency where you can tell the cycles of the moon or whatever Russell said. It also holds the Mayan calendar in it. The Mayan calendar has 13 solar tones and 20 moon seals, or 20 lunar seals, I believe. And I think we just started a new wave spell recently because I saw a red moon in a dream. And then I looked it up, and we were at the end of the red moon wave spell when I had that dream. And the red moon was about self remembrance, it was intuitive, cosmic communication, and stuff like that. The 26th is the new year, the 25th is the day at a time. So technically tomorrow. 13 frequency, yeah. And there's also this energy. It's like to affect something, you almost have to be above it in a way. So to affect a 12 structure, you have to sit in at least the 13 space. Because it's like it's the only way where you can watch the fullness of it, right? It's like, you know how we say that a piece of paper is 2D. Give me a piece of paper. Here we go. A gift from Kizzy Cat. It's how we say a piece of paper is 2D, right? But from a 3D perspective, you can see the whole sheet of paper. If we were on the same plane as the paper, we would only be able to see as much as in front of us. And so it almost is that energy. And maybe that's another thing. I think that's what this bridge does. It allows us to see in higher dimensions. That's why the third eye is a portal. It allows us to see the entirety of the space to affect change in it. Goodness. Okay. I don't know, Eve. I don't know. I just watched the Ul cycle of runes today. Reem said the Watchers, and so now I'm here pulling around all of the owls because that's what I do, I guess. So is the next owl going to be the mother of swords, the father of swords, or the son of swords? I think it's going to be the father and then the son, but I could also be wrong. So place your bets now. What if they come out together? Oh. Oh. We get a bonus card. I forgot about this one. There's an owl in the Wheel of Fortune. Ha! We're all wrong. We're all wrong. Don't listen to Patrick. It was the Wheel of Fortune. Because there's an owl right there. And it's coming out between the Cosmic Egg and the Seven of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. The Wheel of Fortune and the Cosmic Egg. The Cosmic Egg holds all 5 elements. The snake represents life or ether. The shell represents earth. The yolk is fire. The white is water. And the membrane is air. All elements present. But it feels like it's really messy. There's also a 3 of Swords energy at the heart of this Wheel of Fortune. And it's this energy of like partially of the things that we need to resolve in order to untangle this mess. And I feel like that's what the Seven of Pentacles is. It's bringing order to this. And I don't know where this fits. She's a wild card. I forgot that there was an owl in the Wheel of Fortune. More stair steps in the Seven of Pentacles. The webs we weave. And it's what did Corey say? Separation leads to more separation. Fear leads to more fear. Pain leads to more pain. Hurt leads to more hurt. Distrust leads to more distrust. And so there is this energy of like, oh my gosh. Look at that. This is spirit flowing into what we project, right? With that hollow eye, it's like we project our reality from this space. This is like it's spirit, it's universal energies flowing into our creations and bringing life to them in a way. But it seems like it's a series of steps to make it happen. It feels like it's still something that needs to be cultivated. I forgot all about this owl. Sitting at the top of the wheel, and we're like, it's nighttime in the top, right? When the Wheel of Fortune is upright, it's nighttime. We've already seen the moon card, but it's a different phase of the moon. It's the opposite phase. We have a waxing crescent and a waning crescent. We are halfway to triple goddess energy, or 2/3 of the way, actually. We're in a completely different phase of the moon. We've gone through a full moon, or we've gone through a new moon to get here. Oh gosh. What does that mean? Take it as it resonates. Take all of it as it resonates. Okay. Reminds you of what I was saying before about the closed doors and needing to just keep going. Exactly. The Wheel of Fortune looks like the backside of a cross stitch or embroidery. On one side, it looks a mess, but you don't see the clear pattern until you turn it over. I love that, Cindy. Whoop, 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 whoop. See, this is why y'all here with me. Thank you. That would be crone energy, right? Because it's the. Oh, wait, would that be maiden? I don't know, girl. I'm going to leave it to somebody with a cycle. So, that was a little bit unexpected. Oh. So, not immediately, but pretty soon after that. No, this is immediately because the Chariot was between the Seven of Pentacles and the Father of Swords. So our next watcher, it's the Father of Swords. So it is the Father and then the Son. The Crone came out in the mandala. What? I love y'all too. I would not be able to go through like to get all this by myself, or it would be different. And I love this. Because the sun is at the top of the Chariot and the moon is on the third eye. See, this is that inside outside stuff. It's like this is the internal world that happens within the mind and body and spirit of the horse. There's the Ace of Pentacles literally around their neck. So the Chariot, the horse in the Chariot that symbolizes us, the horse is the one that brings the new world, Ace of Pentacles, forward. If the horse doesn't go anywhere, the Ace of Pentacles doesn't go anywhere. Low key. But it's like this is all internal here, but the Chariot has to exist in the external world. So I feel like this Wheel of Fortune step, it's intermediary in a way. Or it tells us more about other things, right? Because we take care of everything inside of the egg. Spirit guards and protects and takes care of the rest, right? And it keeps us warm. So if you're getting a little warm, that's spirit incubate me, I guess. when you think of High Priestess, you get Crone vibes. High Priestess, and yeah, and a lot of ones she does. That's why you see the crown of the triple goddess, the waning moon, the full moon, and the waxing moon, the full moon, and the waning moon. So yeah. All right. See you later, Zen. Have a good night. The dream space may be interesting tonight. It may not be. You know, who knows? What I love about these cards, though, or what I'm noticing between these three, is that they all carry a pretty stern energy. The wolf looks like it's smiling a little bit today. I used to dream about a big black wolf that would scare everybody else away. What if the wolf was a watcher? The wolf would literally just show up in my dream and just stand there and look scary and intimidating. And it would just watch. And in the last dream I saw it, it left me a note, but I put the note in my dresser and then I went outside and started playing again. And I never read the note. I'm like, what did it say? Somebody's like, pull a card, find out. There's another, but there's an energy of like dark into light in this wolf card. I don't know. This wolf is interesting. The watchful eyes can shift to anything and appear in any ways to you. Mm. Good night again. Is this another level? Or is this a teacher, a mentor, someone you find along the path? It feels like Wolf is waiting for us. Because again, this is us. This is us moving forward. And then Wolf is there. Wolf seems like a friend. Yeah. And again, like it feels like Wolf is smiling today. I don't know if I've ever looked at its face, but it feels like it's smiling. And it's like, oh, you made it. Welcome to the party. We knew you would make it here, but at some points we got a little worried. We was like, well, they do have free will, so they could just choose to not show up. What would I clarify with? Oh, why not? Fenrir. Fenrir is the wolf. Fenrir is the wolf. Tyr sacrificed his hand to Fenrir, right? And they chained up Fenrir to prevent Ragnarok because Fenrir was one of the things that signaled the coming of Ragnarok. And that's where I'm going to leave that. No, it feels like if the gods and the giants had worked out what they needed to work out, if the gods had worked out what they needed to work out, if the giants had worked out what they needed to work out, if things would have gone a certain way, Fenrir would not have had reason to be one of the contributing factors to Ragnarok. And again, it's like it's waiting to see how much movement we make. And we are the ones moving the world forward again. And there is a Fenrir card. So let's see. Let's see what is Fenrir sitting in the middle of. I'm pretty sure there's a Fenrir card. There has to be, right? What is Fenrir sitting in the middle of? Is there a Fenrir? I'm just gonna look through them. Hey, here's Tyr. Tyr sacrifices his hand to Fenrir to, to delay Ragnarok. Tyr is sitting between Modgood, which is the guardian of Yalabru, and Ymir, creativity, novelty, artistic struggle. Ymir is the giant that Midgard and Asgard is made out of. It's made out of his body. Ooh, see, maybe this is one of those dream watchers. It's calling y'all to sleep. Wait, what was the sleepy room? What room did y'all drink that made y'all sleepy? The night medicine. This is night medicine. Flynn, she can show up in your dreams, right? And this wolf showed up in my dreams. Maybe this is Flynn. Maybe this is a representation of Flynn. It was Ool? That's what you drank? Okay. Yeah. And this is the one I would see in my dreams. Flynn appears in your dreams. Maybe. All right, let's keep going. Yeah. Maybe there isn't a Fenrir card. I thought there was, but there's Soul. Kreisberg. Mani. Oh! Girl, I thought you were somebody else. I got him confused. So I don't know who this is. The girl I thought this was, she in the deck. Yeah, there isn't a Fenrir card. But that's where we. Ooh, where y'all go? Okay, there we go. That's where we go. Ulti. I might drink some. Nah, we'll see. I wonder if I drink Ul, if I'll be able to find the wolf again. It makes you sleepy and have intense dreams? Oh, girl. I don't know. I feel like my dreams are intense enough when they intense now, so. Your guide is right next to you, flashing light. I'm starting to sweat. Y'all see all that? Oh, gosh. It's getting late. Tomorrow is Monday. All right. I think we only got, and I'm looking for the full two, so. Oh. Okay. See, the Daughter of Pentacles is here. I could take her, but I'm not. This card came out before the Wheel of Fortune. So you remember how I said, like, I have, like, if there's been half of the deck until we've seen another Watcher, the other Watchers are going to come out back to back to back. That's literally what happened. Right? But these two came out closer. The Fool came out right behind the Wolf. And this is our baby Watcher. Right? Good night, Eve. Enjoy your dream work. Woo! No problem. Thank you for being here. See, there is something that starts. There's something that starts when we make it there. When we make it to the wolf, we get in on this whole new journey. And the other side is the Ace of Swords. And then here we go. We get that coiled sort of rainbow energy again. Oh gosh. Chino is barking now. White Wolf came through yesterday. Really? Where? Oh, for you? That's interesting. Maybe you're a fool in an Ace of Swords. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're starting something new. Corey, you'll have to tell us what that's about. You just heard trust the clarity you receive. Between the wolf, the fool, and the Ace of Swords, And isn't that something that you've said? Did you say that in the wine live at the end? That we need to start trusting it, or that like you don't get confirmation as much anymore because now they're asking you to trust. Now you're learning how to trust. And when your lesson is to trust, sometimes you get less confirmation. And there's two lightning bolts in this Ace of Swords, not one. Like one lightning bolt is enough to cause a tower. You get two of them, but nothing falls because this sword, it's like it conducts electricity. So the lightning can flow through the sword. It doesn't break it apart. You don't remember what you say? Okay, yeah. I'm like barely there. I honestly feel like it might be one of those things where it isn't really easy for anybody. It's again, it's almost that energy of there are some people who do and there are some people who don't. It's not that it's easier for people who do or that it's harder for people who don't. Either you will or you won't. Either you do or you don't. And if you do and if you will, you'll find a way. And I don't want to be harsh, but at the end of the day, it's like either you will or you won't. And it may not get any easier. I think sometimes we wait for things to get easier. And there can be like those seven of pentacles, like that slow build up. There can be this step or that step. But it's like eventually we have to take that opportunity to start building trust. And if we never take, and that's why the fool is here, right? Eventually we have to make that first step off of the branch. And if we're always too afraid to make the first step, then we'll never make the second or the fifth or the 10th or the 20th or reach a point where it's something that we don't even really have to think about anymore. And maybe that's what the wolf is also watching us. Maybe that's the movement that we're making. It's not necessarily easy at any step. But thank you. Yeah. And I feel like, I've kind of sort of had to do the same. It's just like we just do it. Here we are. And then over time, you get further and further outside of your comfort zone. And then you're like, oh, wow, like this would have been difficult for me in the past. Yeah. So also at the same time, it's like be gentle with yourself. I feel like you can go like, this is really difficult. Let's like try to do, I don't know, whatever you got to do within you, do it. Right. Excuse me. Oh, and then we have the Son of Pentacles. You're not an owl. And he ain't watching nothing anyway. Oh, he's looking down. Is this the same moon? Yeah. See, this is the same moon as this Nine of Wands. But in this card, it's like this is all the baggage of life. These are all the life things that make it difficult for us to lift our head. And this is the one I feel like Reem got this card maybe during the solstice. I don't know. She got this card in a reading and it triggered me. She was like, lift up your head, like raise your head. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Woo, man. Y'all remember when Reem was triggering me like left and right? Y'all remember when every time Reem uploaded a video, I came on here and I was like, I'm triggered. I remember. I remember those times. And I'm glad for him. Like there's sometimes I watch Amanda and I might be triggered. I can watch anybody and be triggered, but like the trigger inspires growth. It's an opportunity. I love you too. Thank you. And I'm glad I was in a space to take it on because again, it's like it's what makes it easier to move forward. Oh, here's the beavers. See, y'all remember what I was saying about the beavers? The beavers that block stuff up. And so what we do is we go in with all kinds of animal control, pest control. But if you don't find the beavers a new place to go, guess what? They're going to come back and they're going to build a home here again. And so this is an energy of us needing, and that came out in one of the runes in that series, where it's us really needing to do the work, our work, and to not necessarily go for the easy quick fix solution. Because then the beavers come back and you're like, well, I just did this, I just did that. Like, why do I keep experiencing the same blockages? Why do I feel like I'm repeating the same karmic cycles over and over and over? And it's a question of like, is it resolved? Or was it one of those head down, I'm not gonna face it directly, I'm just gonna try to get through it type of things? Because the beavers come back. The blockages come back, the fears come back. And it's one of those unfortunate things, right? And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but once you do it, it's like you don't really have to worry about it as much. And we do cycle in some ways, right? We do go like higher and higher, but sometimes we run the same track. And it's because of the things that it's like we're band-aiding things that need a little bit more attention. So yeah, is it resolves or just a band-aid? I think a lot of times it band-aids. In itself is an initiation, exactly. Those triggers. Ah! This is my Reem card now. Love you, Reem. We saw the deer in the headlights where this gazelle is going for. Oh, look. We see this energy. This is the sharing card. This is Goddess Aya. It reminds me of the sharing card in the Osho Zen Tarot, because there's that portal behind her and she's standing there with the candle and the fruit, right? Guiding light and sustenance. Okay, come through. And it's coming through with the sea serpent. And it's almost like it's preparing us for this moment. This is another one of the signs of Ragnarok. Jormungandr lets go of its own tail. Fenrir eats the sun or something like that, right? Oh, and then the star is here. This is beautiful energy. This is what happens when we take care of the beavers. That healing. And I feel like Sea Serpent is like, we know it's rough. We know it's difficult. We know that this is something that, right? Peekaboo. We're watching on display. But eventually, like, again, like you get that healing. You get to the point where you don't have to repeat these cycles over and over. You get to experience more. And the 10 of Cups was after that. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. But we do have another. Oh. Ooh. Oh. This is how it came out. The bear, the son of swords, and the tower. Here's our last watcher for tonight. See, and it reminds me of the hawk that comes out of the portal. It feels like the bear is sleeping and the son of swords is about to prick it or to poke it. The son of swords is about to poke it to wake it up. It feels like it feels like this is what the bear is heading towards. See, it's that energy again. When we're avoiding the rude awakening, what was that? I think that was another one of the runes in the series. The rude awakening, maybe, I don't know. Don't poke the bear, right? That's the wine. That was the wine. Don't poke the bear. That was the wine. Don't poke the bear. Oh my gosh. Okay. It feels like the bear. This is when love and light can keep us from doing the things that we need to do to avoid future tower moments. It's almost like that's the reason why we keep repeating those same cycles, because we love and light pacify and band-aid our way through things instead of really resolving and working out of them. And it's like this bear is heading for another tower Oh, I wish I had one more hand. It's like, okay, this is the bear, right? Heading for the tower, following the sun, and it's about to hit it, but all of a sudden it's like, oops, wrong card. All of a sudden, Son of Swords is like swooping in to like be like, hey, like, wake up. It's like he's sleepwalking towards the tower. So like, wake up. It's that energy, okay? Or it may cause the tower when you wake up. Yeah. See, look at all these little band-aids bring towers, exactly. Look at all these little synchronicities. Oh, and then the black egg is there. I feel like this card has been coming up a lot in your videos, Reem. The black egg. And what did this mean the last time? You pulled the card and you said something about it, and I don't even remember. Are they the ones poking everyone awake? They may be. They're the watchers. I feel like this just went full circle. Because this energy feels like this energy. When we wake up to it, we see it. Oh my gosh, it's lit. And look, none of these trees have tops, right? And look what's happening to the tree in the tower. The top is breaking off. Yeah, these energies are the same. And we go further and further and further. This is the watcher that makes us aware. This is the watcher that observes how we interact. Do we go for the tower or do we sort of like, but it's an energy of not avoiding the towers at the same time. Because again, it's like the top of these trees are like they come off. They got to come off somehow. I don't know. I don't know how they're connected, but they're connected. It feels like these are very similar energies that bring us back to the beginning, and it's this thing that we kind of sort of we go through over and over, and we get further and further into it. So it's like, you're not necessarily repeating. So again, we take it as it resonates, right? But it feels like it just came full circle there. And it's also interesting because that's what Russell said. He was like, whenever we have a series of 4 runes, it comes back. But when we're reading tarot, you know, whatever. And I was like, I should pull 4 cards at a time and try to do that. But that's what these watchers are doing. My head hurts. It's fine. We can't avoid a tower because it's divinely guided. Yeah. We do the cycle and then become the watchers. Then we watch other people. Are you going to do it? The voice of truth is alive or something like that. Oh. Ariel is like, are we the watchers? But that's another thing with the 4 of Swords, right? With that 4 of Swords energy, the watchers also watch through us. The watchers are universal energies. And we're a part of, like, we're physical universal energy, but they watch through us as well, right? That's the eye, the universal witness that sits at the core of who we are. And I remember, I think it's Lauren something or other. He was apprenticing under someone, and he littered in the park one day or something, and then he was like, but nobody saw me. And the person that he was apprenticing under said, you saw you knew that you did that. Universal witness within you witnessed that act that you thought no one else witnessed. And that's why, if we try to be like a little shady and seedy and underhanded and we try to get away with stuff, but we still like we get whatever that comes back, that's because universal witness within us, it's always watching. And there's a whole network of universal witnesses because we are little pieces of the one that sprout up out of this planet. So we are watchers, and we're also being watched. And sometimes we're watchers in ways that we don't even necessarily know. Happy yellow electric. Oh snap! Hey. Boop, 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 boop. Happy yellow electric seed year. Oh, and there's Panther. It feels like there's a part of us inside this black egg, and Panther is like, wake up. Panther is like, I know that you are fully hatched. I know that you have whatever you need within you to do whatever you gotta do. So suck it up, Buttercup, and get out there and start doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And this is a very similar energy to the hummingbird. When Panther came out after the hummingbird, very similar. Maybe there's a hummingbird inside the egg. Oh my gosh. Ooh, okay. I mean, I'm basically done. I'm pretty sure there are no more owls. So let me just make sure. Yep, no more owls. That's it. Good night, Remy. Hopefully not, channel. You're so tired. This is actually the end of the video. And I'm not going to. Oh, I have this. So the dragonfly came out. This was card number 35. It's Alfred. And this is feminine intellect. This could literally be the feminine intellect. This could literally be the high priestess that came out before all of these watchers. 608 and 68% battery. Alfred, look from beyond the veil in the space of the dark. She's watching. She's watching. This is card number 30. And it had to be, so I accidentally wrote 3 and 4. And so to make it a 5, I put another eye on the other side. So that's why it looks weird. Emotional intellect, yeah. So let's read Alfred, and then I'm going to shut this down. And oh, she was literally right here. Okay. I thought this was Amrun for a second. I got to pee. TMI snack. So Alfred is a queen of Alfheimer. Alfred is a queen of Alfheimer. And the card of Alfheimer came out at some point throughout the space of that reading. It's the land of the elves, right? Her name means the rune of the elves, the symbol of the light elves. According to folklore, she is said to live in an area on the border of Norway and Sweden in the summers, but resides in Ausgarder for the winters. So she travels between Midgarder and Ausgarder, an indicator that she is a goddess close to the heart of the common man. Here's a goddess close to the heart of the common man, where number 58 was the protector of humanity. She is said to know all runes and be a master of runic language and magical staffs. In the spread, she indicates the ability or the need to look closely and calmly at the situation at hand, to read between the lines, to observe if everything is as it seems, or if there is a feeling that something is missing. Alfrun brings the ability to piece information together to create a greater picture. It is helpful to call upon Alfrun when a mixture of rational thinking, intuition, and an open mind is needed in a given situation. Having the knowledge of the runic alphabet makes Alfrun a formidable ally in any given situation, and Alfrun never works against the seeker, no matter her placement. Even if she is placed in Hell or Muspelheimer, she shines a bright light of wisdom and intuition on the place. And she was chilling at the bottom of the deck, literally with the dragonfly. Whew. Okay. So with all of that, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to go to sleep. This was the Ul Unknown. This is what I got for all the eyes that are on us right now. It was a little hot. It was a little fiery in the beginning, but I feel like it makes sense. And like there is this understanding of how difficult things are and how difficult things can be. But at the same time, there's an understanding that sometimes we have to do the difficult thing to remove ourselves from difficult situations. It's interesting that she's facing in the same direction of the Son of Wands. And the Sun is behind the Son of Wands. So the Son of Wands came out in between the Sun and the Moon. Hold up. The Son of Wands came out in between the Sun and the Moon, leaving the light of everything known and comfortable, entering the dark space, but with his own light to help him see a little bit. And that is very the tombs of it's the second book in the Earthsea series. There was a dark space where there was to be no light, but a wizard was able to magic light in that space. Well, it was in the labyrinth, right? But anyway, to put together the ring of Erith of Akbe, and the ring of Akbe had 9 runes on it. But when the ring was split, one of the runes was separated. Both half of the rings were lost. The last rune, the one that was broken, it was a rune of peace. And it was said that that's why the world did not know peace, because the rune that symbolized it was broken. And she knows all runes. Wow. And I feel like I feel the pressure now. It's like, so he had to go into the dark space. He had to go into a space where light was not permitted. He literally had to fight against ancient powers of evil that wanted to swallow him up as soon as he got down there. He had no food and no water. But because he was on his journey and because he faced his shadow on his journey instead of running from it and then being consumed by it, he got the first half of the ring. And his shadow actually led him to the ring. His shadow tried to maroon him in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the sea, and kill him that way. But he found somebody on an island in the middle of nowhere. And it was through her kindness that he got that half of the ring. So facing his shadow got him the first half. Going into the darkness got him the second half and brought the rune of peace back to the world. And I'm still listening to the rest of the book. So, you know. Maybe it'll only be for a certain time, Ariel. Maybe there's a time where you need to listen to you and listen to spirit and not be sort of connected to anyone else while that happens. I know that's what I was going to do today. 24 hours unplugged from everything. I might still do it. No, I can't do it because I got something to do later. But I was initially going to do that today. Yeah. So you just ate a slice of bacon earlier. Ooh. Okay. All right. What y'all saying? No more bacon. Ooh. All right. Oh my gosh, my head is hurting. My head is hurting. It's head hurty here. So I'm gonna go. Thank you all for being here. This unfolded into something. Oh gosh. I hope you all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you have a better one soon. I hope that you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that wherever your path takes you, you find whatever you need to continue and to go further and to liberate yourself and to claim all that is for you to claim. No problem. I have no clue, Ariel. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'll catch you all later. Thank you for being here. I love you and breathe. Don't forget.